I feel like it outside, but college baseball season is right around the corner, and we have several local teams with big goals for this upcoming season.
Yeah, one program made a bit of an unusual change to its coaching staff over the offseason.
WBTV's Kim Gaskin has more.
Well, coming into this year, Gardner-Webb needed someone to help a pitching staff that ranked in the bottom half of the Big South Conference in just about every category last season. The Runnin Bulldogs found that help in an unexpected way. Before taking to the diamond, Gardner-Webb's pitching staff begins its work in the bullpen. A bullpen with a new voice for the 2026 season.
The goal is to stay stacked for as long as possible.
Yeah, a voice rarely heard in any level of college baseball.
Baseball and pitching specifically are fascinating.
Chloe Walker is the team's new director of pitching development, the program's first woman in a coaching role. And she joins a very short list of women to coach in college baseball, despite having never played the game.
I don't like to call it lack of experience, I like to call it self-made.
Walker comes to Gardner-Webb after spending the last 2 years working in the New York Mets and Baltimore Orioles minor league systems, using analytics to help professional pitchers maximize their arsenal.
It's absolutely fascinating me finding those little things that can make guys big leaguers. Staying stacked, keeping your spine neutral, loading into your back hip, and moving down the mound instead of, like you said, jumping. Right.
Despite these impressive credentials, Walker still comes across social media critics who question her place in baseball. Just take a look at some of these responses to the team's announcement of her hire.
That says a lot about it. It says a lot about what I'm doing if, men are feeling threatened enough to type something out on Twitter, but those people aren't brave enough to come say it to my face.
Head coach Jim Chester didn't think twice about hiring Walker. He just wants to get the best out of his players and says there's no doubt Walker was the best coach for the job.
She checked every box, and it was just a perfect fit for exactly what we were looking for. And I can see that these guys are getting better every day.
Her dream is to one day be a head pitching coach, but along the way, she wants to help as many players as possible realize their own major league dreams.
If I can get one guy 1% better every day, I've done my job and hopefully get them to the big leagues. Joe?
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
In a recent poll, the Runnin Bulldogs were picked to finish second to last in the Big South this season. Walker says this team is bringing a chip on its shoulder into the upcoming year, and she's ready to be a part of the turnaround in Boiling Springs. Jamie, Kim will send things back to you.